Good day. How is everyone this fine Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024? A couple of prayers I'd like help with, or intentions. My daughter, special intention today, and also I will be going to New York to help my parents. My mother did get pneumonia the other day, and she's starting to recover, but she needs help with my father. So I'm going to head down for a few days. Continuation of St. John of the Cross. And I'm going to try and remember the next time that I wanted to talk about also the horrific video that I watched about organ harvesting. So I don't know what to say at this point. So I think I'm going to contemplate that and save it for another time. And other than that, just that we are really in big trouble because that's going on right now, and to the extent and the manner in which it's occurring. And when I say big trouble, I mean, I think, like I have said in the past, sin causes chaos and disruption, not only in people and their souls, but also in the functionings of nature. And it makes sense that it doesn't follow the natural order and natural law. And so it creates a rift that is magnified 100-fold with the depravity of the sin. So I think we're going to have to buckle up soon. All right. So that's just, it's not a bad idea to say an extra rosary for what we should do in that situation, in this situation, in the one that we're in. I hope my mic is on. Sometimes I forget to put the mic on, but I see it is. We're good. All right, let's get started with the morning prayers. And we have special company this morning. My granddaughter is here. But the morning prayers are not in the mass booklet that I just handed to her. So you kind of have to just close your eyes for the morning prayers. In nomine Dei, matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany, and in Catholic contemplation humbly adore the Divine Family. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. And I also want to thank my oldest granddaughter for the way she watches her little brothers and takes care of them. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to attain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Matronam Nostrae. Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Dea Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all, because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. We're going to continue St. John of the Cross with other soothing and tender effects effected on the soul by this obscure night of contemplation. But it is here to be observed how it is that the soul, feeling herself in such misery and so unworthy of the Trinitarian Theophany, as she does this purgative darkness, yet possesses such daring and intrepid strength as to go forth to join the Trinitarian Theophany. The reason is that as love now begins to give her strength, so that she loves in very sooth, and the property of love is to tend to unite with, join, bring down to its own level, and assimilate with itself the thing loved, to the end that it may be perfected in the gifts of love. Hence it is that this soul, not being perfected in love, since she has not yet attained to union, the hunger and thirst that beset her, for that she lacks, which is union, and the strength that love has now infused into the will, filling it with passionate desire, makes her bold and intrepid as regards the ardent will. Although the mind being still in darkness, she feels herself unworthy and miserable. Nor will I omit to set down here the reason why, since this divine light is always light for the soul. It does not, as soon as it falls upon her, fill her with its radiance, as it afterwards does, but rather produces the darkness and woe we have described. Somewhat has been already said, but to this particular question it is answered, and the darkness and the other ills which the soul experiences when this divine light assaults are not darkness nor ills on the part of the light itself, but on that of the soul, and the light enlightens her, so that she may see them. Whence this divine light shines upon her from the first, but the soul cannot at once see thereby that which is closest to her, or to be more exact, within her, which is her darkness or wretchedness, which she at length discerns through the mercy of the Trinitarian Theophany. Whereas before she saw them not, because this supernatural light shone not upon her. And this is the reason why, at first, she feels only darkness and the sense of her own wickedness. But directly she has been purged by the knowledge of and sorrow for her sins, her eyes shall be opened and displayed to her the graces of this light divine, and all these shadows and imperfections of the soul being expelled and removed, the great benefits and mercies she hath gradually reaped in this sanctified night shall at length come into view, so that by slow degrees she shall know and recognize them. From what has been said, it is evident why it is that the Trinitarian Theophany showers mercies on the soul by cleansing her with this strong lie and bitter purge, as regards the sensitive and soulful part from all the affections and imperfect habits inherent to her, as to things temporal and physical, sensitive and soulful, by clouding over her interior faculties and voiding and emptying them of all these things, and constraining and withering up her sensitive and spiritual soulful inclinations, and weakening and lessening the natural strength of the soul in respect to them, the which the soul by her own efforts alone could never have achieved, as we shall presently tell. This being the method whereby the Trinitarian Theophany deprives her of strength for all that is not of the Trinitarian Theophany, so that the Trinitarian Theophany may gradually clothe her anew, after the old skin has been at length peeled and stripped off. And thus, like the eagle, she renews her youth and remains clad with the new man, the which is nothing else than the enlightening of the intellect with supernatural light, so that the human mind be made divine united with the divine. And in precisely the same way doth the Trinitarian Theophany inflame the will with divine love, after such sort that the will at length is not less than divine, loving no less than divinely, welded and united in one with the divine will and love. And the memory the same, and the inclinations and the appetites all likewise changed to the image of the Trinitarian Theophany divinely. And thus the soul shall at length be a heavenly soul, celestial and more divine than human, all which, as will have been clearly evident by what we have said, the Trinitarian Theophany gradually works and performs in the soul by means of this night, shedding the Trinitarian Theophany's light upon her and making her flame up divinely with longings for them alone, and for no other thing besides. Wherefore, most justly and reasonably, the soul then adds the third line of the song, which, together with the remainder thereof, we shall set down and explain in the following chapter. All right, that's all for today. And the next line, just to give you a heads up, is wherein is set down and explained the three last lines of the first song. O blessed chance, I stole me forth unseen, my house being wrapped in sleep. Deum vobiscum, quoque apote. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatam hostiam, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offero tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro innumerabilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentiis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus sed pro omnibus fidelibus catholicorum vivis atque defunctis ut mihi et idis proficiat ad salutem. Deum qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilite condedisti, et mirabilius reformasti da nobis peruius arquae, et veni mysterium eius divinitatis esse consortes, qui humanitatis nostrae fieri dignatis particeps, Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem, salutaris tuum deprecantes clementium, ut in aspecto divinae majestatis tuae pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito, suscipiam orate Deum Iesum Christum, et sic fiat sacrificium nostrum in conspecto tuo hodie, ut placeat tibi Deum maternam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni Sanctificator. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificito prata prosequendo, et accapere hoc sacrificium tuo sancto nomine praeparatum, suscipe sanctas Trinitas hanc oblationem quam tibi efferimus, a memoriam passiones, resurrectionis, et ascensionis Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum maternam nostrae, et a Papa Peter Sanctorum, et istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem, nobis autem ad salutem, et ili pro nobis intercedere, dignentur in caelis, coram amorem agimus in telis, per innum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meam ac vestum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nomini sui ad utilitatem quoquae nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud sursum corda, habemus ad Deum, gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te igitur limitissimi mater et pater et Deum maternam nostrae et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum per Deum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus. Uti accepta habeas et sanctificas. Hic sanctam sacrificium ilibata, in primis, quae tibi offerimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare, custodiri, adonare, et regere digneris toto orbi terrarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum, famulorumque tuorum. We pray for those who are sick, especially we pray for Katie and Gage, Mark Jr., Mindy, Clarette, Neil and Earl Lively, Mark Jr., Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara and Benedict Santa Croce, Casey, Mr. Nobody, Ann Botink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Maria and the Langweber family, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, John Cahill, the Dosco, Nye, Tafur, Began, and Wolf families. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all organ harvesting. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse, any kind of ritual abuse or human trafficking anywhere, any place or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society and to stop all these ills. We ask Deum Matronam Nostrae et the Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud, to destroy Rome and the Vatican, and to recognize the authority of the Catholic Church in Fatima, Portugal. We ask you to release the souls controlled by the demons Lilith and Asmodeus, block the passage of any so-called pandemic treaty by the WHO, which is based on lies and aimed at removing the divine family's children's freedom to move and travel. We also ask to please save or transfer the souls from under the dominion of any Jew or Freemason that gives support to Israel and make them, the Jew or the Freemason, recognize their errors and be given one last chance before being judged. We pray for wisdom on how to grow natural foods, how to prepare natural foods, and we pray for the elimination of all harmful radiation waves in our air and in our homes. All these things we ask in accordance with God's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fides, cognita est nota devotio, pro quibus tibi offerimus, vel qui tibi offro hoc sacrificium laudis prosesuisque, omnibus pro redemptione annumanum suarum prospe salutes, et in calamitatis suae, tibique redunt vota sua aeterno, Deum vivo et vero, communicantes et memorantes, in primis gloriosae, semper Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Beatorum Martyrium Tuorum Papa Sanctae Petri, et Sancti Lucia, et Sancti Jacinta, et Sancti Francisco, et Sancti Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum Tuorum quorum meritis, praecibusque concedas, ut in omnibus protectiones Tuae muniamur auxilio, per endum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratum acceptabilem quae facere, digneris ut nobis corpum et sanguine fiat didictissimi Filium Tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pater aeter accepit panem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, et elevatis oculis in caelum ad Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, fregit didique lumis sui dicens accipite et manducati ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simini modo postquam, ceremonia est, accipienser hunc precalum calicem in sanctus ac venerabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecravit, dedique lumni sui dicens accipite et vivite ex erones. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum, haec quotescumque feceritis in memoriam facietis. Undi et memores Deum nos servitui sede plebs, tua sancta iustum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beatae passiones nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sedet in caelos gloriosae ascensionis offerimus, praeclare maiestati tuae de tuis donis ac datis, supra quae propitio ac sereno vultur respiciere digneris. Supplices te rogamus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iube haec peteri per manus tuum ut quod, ex hoc hataris participatione sacrosanctum Deum Filium Tuum, corpus et sanguinum serimus omni sanctificatione, caelesti et gratia Dei per amor, per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Anne Scott, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum, quiescentibum, locum refugiere lucis et pacis, ut indulgeas deprecamur per innum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bono creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Dea matronam omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum, Dea matronam nostrae, materam Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis, peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quaesimus, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis praeteritis, praesentibus, et futuris, et intercedente, beata et gloriosa semper Dea matronam nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitios pacem in diebus nostris, ut upe misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per eundum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum Filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam, pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum et quoque apud te. Haec mixtio et consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te, Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Dea matronam nostrae, qua prande Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum, corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tui semper in hadare mandatis, et numquam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Dea matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, vivis et regnam aeternam. perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere praesumo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tua pietate prosit mihi ad tutamentum, mentis et corporis et adame delam principiendam qui vivis et reinas, cum Dea matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem caelestem, accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Dea matronam nostrae, non sum dignus, ut intercedete meum, sed tantum vero et snabitur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sum dignus, ut intercedete meum, sed tantum vero et snabitur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sum dignus, ut intercedete meum, sed tantum vero et snabitur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuant Deum Iesum Christum, pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem salutaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum, custodiet anima meam. Codore sensimus Deum Iesum Christum puramente capiamus et immunili, temporali fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sancta et sanguis, quem patavi hedescedibus meis, et praestat in me non remaniat, scelerum macula, quem pura et sancta refecerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, quoque apud te, ite missa est, Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequium servitutis meae, et praestat ut sacrificium cor oculis tuae majestatis ignis optolitivis sit acceptabile quet omnibus pro quibus idut optolis siti miserante propitiae per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum, Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinitarian Theophany, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrageous, sacrilegious, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. That concludes today's Mass. I appreciate you attending, as usual. And let me say hello to Denise and CW, Maria, good day, and CJ. And I know Sister Jeannie is safe in Florida with my daughter, Rebecca. And again, if you could pray for Rebecca for this particular day, that this state leaves her alone. Okay, and I just want to introduce my oldest granddaughter, Sienna. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.